What if I told you that one tiny piece of paper helped build the modern world? Not a weapon, not a king, not a revolution, a stamp. It's small, fragile, almost forgettable. But before stamps existed, communication itself was broken. Every empire, every revolution, every civilization we know began with something small. A folded piece of paper, a pressed stamp, a spinning gear. Tiny inventions that reshaped the way humans communicate, trade, govern, and even measure their lives. This is the story of the small things that built the modern world. In the early 19th century, sending a letter was complicated and expensive. In Britain, the person receiving the letter usually paid for it. The price depended on distance and the number of pages. Imagine receiving a letter and refusing it because you couldn't afford the fee. That happened every day. Many people created secret codes on the outside of envelopes to avoid paying at all. The postal system was chaotic, slow, inefficient, corrupt. Communication was a luxury, and in an industrializing society, that was a serious problem. Enter Rowland Hill. In 1837, Hill proposed something revolutionary. What if postage were prepaid? What if the cost were cheap and standardized? And what if proof of payment came in the form of a small adhesive label? Most officials thought it was absurd. Too simple, too radical. But Hill understood something powerful. Lower the cost, and people will send more letters. In 1840, Britain issued the world's first adhesive postage stamp, the penny black. It cost 1 penny. It carried the profile of Queen Victoria, and it changed everything. Suddenly, ordinary people could afford to write. Families separated by factories and cities could stay connected. Businesses could expand. Ideas could spread. Within a decade, letter traffic in Britain exploded. Other nations quickly followed. The stamp wasn't just a payment method, it was a communication revolution. But stamps did more than connect families. They carried symbols of power. Every stamp displayed a ruler, a flag, a national identity. Empires printed their authority onto millions of envelopes. Colonies received stamps bearing foreign monarchs. Even revolutions created new stamps immediately because controlling mail meant controlling communication. During wars, letters sustained morale. During industrial expansion, they powered trade. During colonization, they mapped empires. That tiny piece of paper became a tool of state power. Here's what most people don't realize. Cheap postage helped create literacy. When writing became affordable, more people learned to read and write. Commerce accelerated. News traveled faster. Financial systems strengthened. In many ways, the postal stamp was a silent engine of globalization. Long before email, there was glue and ink. Today, stamps are almost obsolete. We send messages instantly. But the system that allowed global communication to scale, that began in 1840. A simple idea: prepay, standardize, simplify. Sometimes history doesn't turn on battles. Sometimes it turns on something small enough to fit in your hand. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe, because history is full of small things that changed everything.